Oh, hi. I didn't grab my cup of tea yet. I may do that in a little bit. I have a little water right here, so I'm good. How about you grab a drink? Today, I am going to make a belly band with a negative and a music paper collage and my images from some of the pattern envelopes that I have. And this is going to be a project for ribbons and rhymes. Go grab yourself that cup of tea and why don't you join me? Hi everyone, my name is Marylou and this is Create Junk Journals with Marylou. So I see lots of people use negatives and the ones that you get in the kits, you know what I'm talking about. They are like black and they're transparent. And they're so fake because this is the true color of a negative. They are not black. They're sepia color. They have like you can see the images in it and stuff, and they change color over the years. They just become more and more brownish, I guess. So black has nothing to do with it. What I'm going to do is I am going to cut the images or the pictures that are in here out, and I just want to use the frame. And then I'm going to use the little kids to go in behind as kind of a frame idea. I am going to use some mixed media, some texture paste, some gesso. Maybe I'll do some coffee dipping because, we all use coffee dipping. It is nothing new. Nobody has invented anything new these days when it comes to using coffee. So why don't you grab your supplies and craft along with me? So the first thing I need to do is cut the images out of the negative. Once I cut the images out, it will also make the glare go away. So let's get started. I have my very, very pretty cutting board here. And I have a ruler. I had a ruler. Yeah, it's right here. All right. I have to do this one by one. So I may have to pause it for you or speed it up because it's going, oh, this one I wouldn't have to do because it might be too long. But I do need to do this one. Oh no. The last thing I want to do is cut through the sides. This looks way easier than it is. Trust me. Oh no. I don't know if this is gonna work. It should. There's no reason why it shouldn't work. Yeah, it works. It does. All right, I'll do the other side as well. This one is open. Let's go this way. Okay. There. I may need to give it a little more space because I could feel it cutting in not the right spots. It is very slippery, so even the knife slips out from it. I only started my channel in June, but before that I watched everybody do these kinds of projects. I've never seen anybody use real slide or real negatives. Everything under the sun, but never that. So that's kind of where I'm like, think I can do that. If this is not a new project, please, I would love to see who else has used this, because I think that this might be something interesting. But I don't know. Oh, and it's slipping away again. Come on. There. I got it. Okay. It's not perfect, but you know what? It is as close to perfect as I'm going to get it. Because I need enough space in between too, so that's okay. Okay, let's lay this down straight. Let's start with that. That will help an awful lot, because then I can put the roller down straight as well. And hopefully this won't move away from me. It just keeps slipping. As soon as I put the knife on it, it keeps slipping out from under it. It's plastic and plastic, right? Like, that's really what's happening. And it doesn't overly like that. Let's lay it down straight again. There. And the roller can be straight as well. There. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better. And this one kind of broke, but that's okay. You won't notice it when the whole thing is done. This is really, really tedious. Imagine that. There we go. There. Now we should be good for glare. I can see a little bit. Oh no, that's the white. There's some white in here. Right there. All right. I'll move this out of the way. And now you can see all the glare from all the lights. But I'll put this back on. There we go. And the glare is gone. Just a little bit of shimmer from the plastic pieces. Or is it plastic? I'm not even sure what it is. So the cool thing with using this is I don't have to do anything to it. I just have to do something to the belly band itself. This is just going to be the decoration on top. Okay, so I've gone and grabbed a few embellishments. I grabbed some lace, of course. I grabbed one of the roses that I am using in the kit or in the journal, and I've grabbed a little bit more lace. The other thing I want to use is a little bit of texture paste. I'm trying to find it. It's sitting right beside me, but of course I can't find it. Right here. And I have a little... No, I don't want to use that one. I'm trying to find a stencil. that I can use to go over here. So I need to find a stencil that is kind of 50s related. So I have this one, and I've used it in other projects for this journal. So let me take all this stuff out from underneath so I don't make a bigger mess than I absolutely have to. I'm going to put this like this, so, and I need some texture paste. And a little spatula. I know I have little spatulas that I can use. Found them. Okay. I am actually going to use one of these as my little palette. And I can refill it, but for now that's plenty. So I'm just applying some texture paste through the stencil, and I'm sure it will pick up some of the color that might be underneath the stencil, and I am okay with that. When I work on mixed media, I am not expecting perfection in the perfection sense of the word. I like to use some, I like to get it messy. Is that okay to say? I know that when my hands are dirty and, you know, my sweater has another stain on it, that I've had a good time, and that that is all that matters. That is what mixed media means to me. I have to create a project that gives me that fulfillment of, you know, it looks good and every element has been used that I want to use. And, you know, I see people that are getting squeamish because they get dirty hands or something like that. Well, then, you know, you don't have to do it. There's no law in the junk journal world that says you must use mixed media. None. Like, but you can't expect to have clean hands at the end of it. I take my dirty hands as a badge of honor. And when I go to work the next day and I have ink all over my fingers, you know, well, that's just the way it is. I was working away last night and I have stuff all over my hands. Anyway, here is the stencil on the belly band. And I want to see if I can do something else with that. I think I might grab some dilutions and see if I can get it to go inside, if I can get it to stay inside the design from the stencil. All right, I have white linen and I have cherry pie. I think red would be wonderful. And I found my blue lace, by the way. It's been missing for a few days. Okay, so I'm going to start with the white. And I'm not sure if I want to really spread this or if I want to just splatter it. I think I want to just splatter. And like, here's another one. My tools all have splatters on them in all the colors. My kitchen counter is covered in gold splatter. It's permanent. It's not going to come off anytime soon. It's how you can see that I keep myself busy. Okay, I like that it gets a little bit of color. I'm not sure if I am totally crazy about it, but I can see that here and there it's doing exactly what I was hoping it would do. And that is kind of go around the stencil image. Okay, I don't know if I want any more than this. I don't want to go overboard, but I do like it. Okay, so this, the stencil piece is just about dry. I'm going to ink around, and of course I'm using my vintage photo. And I use lots because I like having lots on my inky fingers. There we go. I don't know what else to call these things, so I call them inky fingers. Oh, whoops. Woo. That was not intended. I got some red dye on the pad, and then yeah, that doesn't turn into anything cool. Stick your finger right in the middle. Why don't you just do that? That sounds like a great plan. Okay, a little bit more right there. There, ta-da! And I think I can zoom you in a little bit. How's that? That's much better. You can see all the beautiful splatter and the inking around it. All right, so the base is done. I don't think it would need much more than that unless I start working with the lace on it. So this is going to go right on top of it. But first I need to put these guys behind it. And I've kind of given it some thought. I want to use this one. And I'm just going to lay them down and then turn it over and cut them off so that I know roughly what size they're needing to be. And then we have, I'll put it down. Right there. But then of course it's going to go on here. So let's give it a try. Oh yeah, oh, and I don't think I want to lay it straight. I think I want to lay it exactly like that. Kind of looking like I am more indifferent. Okay, yeah, I like that. I am going to glue the images to the strip first. So I'm just going to take a little bit of regular Aleene's tacky glue and put a little bit right here on the bottom. And stick this right there. Oops. And let it, give it a moment to dry. In the meantime, I'll get the other one ready. There's another one, and I want to use it right here. I think I know exactly where she needs to be cut, which is right at the knees. And then she can have a little bit of glue right here on the side and a little bit right there. And she's going to be on the bottom. Ooh. Come on, right there. Okay, I need to lay this down so I can push her into place. I think that's good. Okay, then we have these two. Or do I want this one? I kind of want this one. She didn't get a chance the last time, so let's give her a chance now. Okay. So a little bit of glue right here at the bottom. There. And then we have room for one more. I have this guy. And I think I want to cut him off right here. Put a little bit of glue on the bottom. As you can tell, this is not a complicated project. I'm not inventing anything new. I'm just sticking and gluing, or cutting and gluing. There we go. How absolutely lovely is that? Let me show you. It is so cute. I just think, yeah, well, how simple can you get, right? It goes to show how easy you can make something. Like, it doesn't have to be very complicated. I'm going to glue these guys down. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put some glue on the backs of the images. And I just noticed this one needs to be trimmed down just a little more. There. And then I can just lay this down just like that. I want the background to show a little bit. And I've left this open so that I can still slide things in there. Yeah, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. All right. I want some color. I want this to be colorful. Let's use some blue lace with it. I can put a nice strip of blue lace right there. Or do I want to put it right there? I think right there is better. Okay. Cut it right there. Then I'm going to lay down a strip of glue. That's all I'm doing, is just making a line of glue from the top to the bottom so that the lace can just be laying in it. Whoops, just the edge of the lace. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, I didn't want to totally cooperate. Oh, I think that looks lovely. So I'm going to cut this a little bit at an angle. I'm not overly concerned. Right there can stick out. Okay, that just needs to dry. And then I have that rose. So the rose can probably go right there. On here. I think that would be the right spot for it. I think this might be the only time I'm going to use the 3-in-1 glue. I'm not totally sure how the negative is going to respond to it. So that's why I was kind of hesitant for it. But to be able to glue this down properly, I'm going to have to use 3-in-1 glue. And I can take the rest of the glue off. Oops. Okay, make sure it's well attached. Like I said, this is a super simple project, but it has high impact. So it reacted properly, and so I'm just gluing down some of the edges of the frame here. Making sure that it is attached. There, that will do. So have you checked out the other projects that I've been making with the pattern envelopes? I think every single one is kind of like an art project just on its own. They are coming out really nice, and it helps when you're working with beautiful images like these. And I just realized that I forgot to ink around the images, which not sure if I am okay with it or if I'm not okay. But this way they don't really stand out. They're kind of blended into the background. It's more about the negative. So I'm going to leave it like that unless I decide later on that I want to change it, and then I can always use my my marker and go around it a little bit. Do I want to add anything else? All right, my friends, I have given this some thought, and I have decided that I think this is plenty. I don't think I need to add anything else. This is a belly band, and I think it is beautiful. I can't believe I made a project this fast. I'm not sure if I need to edit anything out because it is that fast. It was just coming together perfectly. I don't know if you think there's anything more that I could have added to it, but I think at this point, because it is about the negative strip, I don't want to add anything more and take away from it. This is the perfect balance. I've got the music paper, I've got the lace, I've got the rose, I've got the negative strip, and I have the little kids, and I think that is all I am going to need for today. So this was a quick project with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I can tell you that I am working with mushrooms tomorrow, but not in a normal way. Of course, I'm not working with it in a normal way. You'll have to check it out. I am using stamps by Tracy Scott, and it will be for the M in the ABC board book. But this was for Ribbons and Rhymes. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you get to follow me along. There will be a whole playlist on Ribbons and Rhymes. There already is a playlist for Lullabies and Linen. And there's a whole lot of other playlists as well. I am slowly working my way there so that everything is in the place that it should be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.